Thank you so much for tuning in to the Author Boss Podcast. I am your host, Shannon Posh Anderson, your 6 and 7 figure mentor and strategist, here to help you grow and scale an author brand you love. So like, share, comment, and share this out. Tune in every week to the Author Boss Podcast. Good, I wasn't quite ready. Okay, ready. Woo! So welcome back to another episode of Author Boss. Yes. So this is going to be a good one. Oh my gosh. Grab your seat, get your pen, get your paper, because you are not going to believe what we're going to talk about today. How he sold 3.6 million books in a day.
I didn't even think that was possible.
Nobody thought that was possible. I don't even know if he thought that was possible. His goal was 1 million. But I'm going to break down the beautiful strategy behind it, guys. Yes. All right. This is why books matter. Okay. He is one of the biggest marketers in the world. All right. So welcome back to Author Boss. And this is where we're going to give you all the beautiful tips on how to grow your author brand. All right. Because authors are bosses. So make sure that you tune in, join, like, follow, share, everything. All right. And our mantra, I deserve great things because I am great. And great people do great things. All right. So his name is Alex Hormozi. And if you are in the marketing space, you know his name. Okay. He's a big marketer, him and his wife, actually. And I'm sure he's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. Or if he's not, he's very close to it. Okay. But the great thing about him is he is an actual author. And he uses books as part of his model. Okay, which most of the most successful people in the world are authors. Okay, most of these successful people in the world have written a book or will write a book or desire to write a book. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so I want to break this down because he is, if not the biggest marketer in the world, and he uses books as a model. Okay. So we're going to break down this $3.6 million launch and why it worked. Okay. Number one, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to keep beating this into the ground until you get it. Number one, he had a model. Okay. He understood that his book was the first level of entry. Mm-hmm. And we're going to break that down on what that looks like on the back end, guys, because here's the thing. If you want to really make tons of money, tons of impact in the author space, you got to have stuff on the back end. It's not just about a book. No, that's the entry. That's where they begin. But you walk them through a journey behind the scenes. You offer them something else behind the scenes. Okay? All right. So number one, he had a model. Number two, and we're going to break down that model. No worries. Number two, he had a brand. Okay? Authors forget the branding piece. Yes, branding matters. Harry Potter is a what?
Brand.
Oh, that's a whole brand. Okay. Dr. Seuss a what?
A brand.
A whole brand. All right. So you have to think about the branding piece. The branding piece is important, and you don't have to start out with a brand. You work yourself into the brand if you need to. But the branding piece is so important because it is the personality of your brand. Like, it's the way that people feel when they come across your brand. Mm-hmm. And in order to make impact, in order to have people open up their wallets, they got to feel something. Okay? Where a man's heart is, so there his treasure lies. I think that's the scripture in the Bible. Your heart, right, is directly connected to your wallet. And if you can't make people feel something, they will never buy your book. Okay? Mm-hmm. If you can't make them feel something in your marketing or whatever, they'll never buy.
Right.
Okay. So he had a brand. His brand is the personality. That's the personality of your business. Okay. Number three, he built high anticipation and demand in advance. Now, I talk about this in my 10K launch. All right. So make sure that y'all go get 10K launch. All right. 10kbooklaunch.com. I break down the strategy step by step on how you can implement it into your book marketing and your model. But he built high anticipation and demand. So people were already waiting for the book.
Right.
Like, they were like, please, when is it? He was like 10, 9, 8, 7. Millions of people showed up to his webinar where he sold the book, guys, from the webinar live. Literally. It was like a telethon. You know, like a telethon? And he was like marketing the book, and you could see the numbers like on HSN or something, like all the books being sold.
Oh my God.
Listen, this man,
crazy.
he made it a whole event. When I tell you, he literally took over, he broke the internet. Like, I don't know how they got all those people on a webinar, but they got all those people on a webinar at one time. And the numbers of the books were just going up. Okay. All right. Number 4, he had marketing assets, social media flyers, videos, unique trailers, right? People forget that you can use a trailer for your book the same way that they have a movie trailer. Mm-hmm. You can have a book trailer. They work. They absolutely work. And he had graphics, right? So he was running around. He literally had a model or like a huge giant thing of his book, like the size of him, and he literally dressed up in green, the same color of his book, and was running around the city.
What?
With that book cover. His book cover was like the same size as him, and he had other people in green running around. It was
wow.
Like, he went all out for his marketing, guys. All right? Like, y'all got to put some effort into this marketing. He really went all out. He ran ads as well. So you would see his ads on Facebook. I don't know, maybe Instagram. I don't know if he did YouTube or anything like that, but he was also running ads, guys. So he was putting a lot of effort into it, but clearly he sold 3.6 million copies of the book. And I bought a book. I bought a book.
You did?
I actually bought a book. All right. Over 1 million people registered for the webinar.
1 million?
1 million. 116,000 showed up. But he still had access to 1 million new emails and probably phone numbers. Okay? So he was bringing those people in, right? Because we want to have an email list. So that's why y'all got to stay tuned.
Yeah, then they're going to get the funnel.
Yeah, so they can get the funnel. That's why y'all got to stay tuned. I'm going to teach y'all these strategies, all right? So he built his email list from marketing the webinar to show up. He got everybody's phone number, he got everybody's name, and he got everybody's email. So even if you didn't show up, you still got the emails, right? And he broke down the concepts of the book and showed how it helped and solve a problem. Okay? So your book is more marketable, especially when you're selling to corporate and things of that nature. You want to go that route. Having a book that actually teaches people something, that has a transformation or something like that, is more valuable, okay? And then he showed up authentically and made his audience feel seen and heard. So he's a super humble guy. He's not stuffy. He's not arrogant or anything like that. Like, he's very, very humble. And so that's very relatable to his audience because they feel like he's somebody, he's like a friend.
Right.
You know? So that's part of his marketing. That's part of his branding, making people feel at home, making people feel safe, making people feel heard. All right? And he understands his audience and articulated his process flawlessly. So the name of his book is... it's the $10 million model or something like that. But anyway, he shows business owners how to market their businesses better. And he has a certain framework that he teaches within the book. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so he broke that down. Like, he literally went through all of his frameworks and broke those down. He gave so much value in the webinar. So people were like, I got to buy the book. Like, I owe you at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the kicker that really took everything over the edge to where he was able to sell all those books. He did the sponsor tactic. And that is something that I teach my clients. He allowed you to be a sponsor, meaning buy 200 copies of this book and send them to everybody you know. And I'm going to give you a discount for doing that. People were buying 200 books at a time, 500. I think he had another one where you could get 1,000 books. It was like $16,000. That's what I'm talking about on the back end. Mm-hmm. People were paying $16,000 or something like that for the 1,000 books, plus all of the other bonuses that he offered. So you could get into his membership. He had a course that you could get, like all of these other things. He added so much value on the back end to where the $16,000 was like
A no-brainer.
a no-brainer. And you can write it off on your taxes.
Of course you can.
Y'all, do y'all understand what just happened? Not only can I spend these, because the first one I think was $8,000, and I think he had another one for $16,000. He probably had hundreds of people, thousands of people paying him $16,000. Not for a $20 book, y'all. It's the back end offers. Okay? So the book is the entry point, but I'm going to talk about that on another episode about how important the back end works. Yes, they come in on the front end, but what are you selling them on the back end? Like, how are you getting them to actually up the price of what they just paid you, but get a bigger impact? Don't you think that the people who paid the $16,000 are going to get a much better result than they were to get if they were to get a $20 book?
Right.
Don't you think that those people have a very high chance of making $1 million like he promises versus just reading the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they do, because he's going to teach them so many different things to where they are going to make the $1 million if they put in the work. So that's why the back end matters. It's not just about making more money. It's about making more impact. Now he's going to have all of these new people who just bought this book who are going to get amazing results from his frameworks. And now he's going to have testimonials out of the wazoo. And guess what's going to happen? More people are going to pay him. He's just going to make more money. Okay? So, guys, I need for you guys to implement a model. I need for you guys to go to Alex Hormozi, follow him. I need for y'all to watch how he marketed this book. It would give you so many aha moments, so many gems, just to see it in action. Like, he had 116,000 people show up to a webinar. 1 million people registered. He sold 3.6 million copies of a book in 24 hours. Guinness World Records sent him an award already. They have already contacted him.
That's crazy.
Insane. So if y'all thinks that books don't sell, please believe they sell. Okay? If y'all believe that your book won't sell, please believe it will sell. You just need to have a monetization strategy. Okay? So I have Author Boss Academy coming.
Yes.
All right, so in Author Boss Academy, you're going to learn all of these high-level strategies, all of these behind-the-scenes tips on how you can actually get your book to sell, but also how to add additional services, additional products, sell to corporations, all of the good stuff, all right? So go to authorbossacademy.com, join or get on the wait list. You'll be notified when it drops. And I look forward to serving y'all. Like, this is amazing. I was like, this is what I needed. Alex Hormozi, you did that thing. You sold 3.6 million copies of a book in a day. Broke the world record.
That's legendary, for sure.
That is beyond. That is iconic at this point. All right. So thank you so much for joining and watching Author Boss. I'll see you next time. All right.
Good.